This is all Hitches, the Nova Football Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Fairfax Football Academy, the best QB training and development in Northern Virginia. Follow on Instagram at Fairfax Football Academy. Tell them Dash and Dan sent you. This show is sponsored by Natural Red Catering, traditional caterer located in Springfield that deliver to all of Northern Virginia. They do slow smoked barbecue, lots of other cuisine. Mesa loves the brisket. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. All right, they do high school banquets, homecoming, prom, pregame, postgame, you name it, all seasons, they do it. And as a little bonus, and you're going to find out how good it is, some of the players are going to find out how good it is later on, they will be providing smoked turkey leg at the playoff game pre-Thanksgiving. So these are the guys to go to for any catering, Natural Red Catering. All right, welcome back to All Hitches, Nova's #1 football podcast. Coach Mesa, good evening, sir.
How are you?
Good. Enjoying a beautiful Saturday after a beautiful Friday and soon to be Sunday. What a great football weekend.
It was. I feel like I ran through a marathon with the games that were fast and furious on Friday night. It was insane. I mean, a lot of track. Actually, you could have had it either way, right? There were some defensive struggles. There was some high scoring offenses. There was you had everything if whatever kind of game you like to watch, well, you could have watched on this Friday night.
Oh man, I mean, we started the evening with the pick six.
We did start with the pick six,
right? Yeah. Well, what a crazy night. We said it the week before was the weekend of special teams.
Yeah.
This started off as weekend of defense, but by the end of the night, which we'll get to soon, it wasn't even it wasn't the Friday of defense either.
Yeah, and I know we talked a few weeks ago, we saw kind of a separation between the teams. And I think this week what we saw is the teams come back together, right? Some teams fell back into the fold. It looked like there were a couple of teams that were kind of the clearing away favorites, and that's not the case anymore. As a matter of fact, we only have 2 undefeated teams left in the regions C and D.
Yeah, you told me that earlier. I thought that was good. That's a good takeaway of kind of the landscape right now of Nova, right? Not Nova Plus, which we're going to start. We're thinking of a name, right? Nova Plus is Stafford in that area.
Yeah.
But Nova, the greater Nova area, I think you're right. Back to the pack a little bit. Yeah. And now it's almost like we're kind of even again.
Yeah. No one's running away, right? There is right now. This might be the most wide open you've seen in a while, right? Where there's not one team that's just dominating everybody else.
Right. I mean, and we'll get into all that stuff. I want to thank again Coach Crush for coming on and joining us. The man brought a fan club.
How could you not love Coach Crush? How could you not?
The man had a fan club when he was at Woodson. You remember that they used to wear the same outfits that he would wear, all the D linemen.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy he's a cult, classic. I mean, everyone loves him. They love him at Braddock. They loved him at Woodson. I'm sure they loved him down in Roanoke. Yeah. It was awesome having him on there, kind of going through the nuances of, how he would handle certain things.
Yeah, no, it was a fun time, and probably not the last coach we're going to have on with us.
No, we spoke to Voss last week, and Voss said that he'll hopefully be joining us this coming Friday night for Friday Night Spotlight Live, and who knows? We got people banging down the door, Mason.
We do. We have people asking to come on, and we'll see.
It's a party, and we're checking invites at the door, which we'll get to later on.
Yeah.
With our party, we're checking invites at the door.
Yeah.
Well, buddy, speaking of parties, there are several young men who are throwing parties after the games on Friday night.
Yeah.
And, we're going to get into that right now. But first, as always, our Players of the Week segment led by Team DDA. They have led Northern Virginia real estate market for over 36 years. They build relationships. They deliver results. Okay, contact Team DDA today. Tell them Dash and Dan sent you. Mesa, these players this week, and we're talking about maybe some record-setting stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, some guys had some career nights, right? When they're old like us, they're gonna be like, you know what? When I was in high school, here's what I did.
When I was at Polk High, I scored 6 touchdowns in one game.
I think that's 4. It was 4 in a
Or
game.
whatever it
It was
was.
4.
Well, so let's get into it. Brought to you by Team DDA, Players of the Week, leading it off here from the National District. I think anyone who was watching on Friday night knew who it was going to be. Matthew Moret, please stand up. 400, almost 400 total yards. The man had a 90-yard kickoff return. He had 200 yards rushing. He had a boatload of yards receiving. The guy did it all, Mason.
Yeah, I mean, we've been big Matthew Moret guys. We've been Matthew Moret guys since his playoff performance his sophomore year against Lake Braddock. And in that game, he was everywhere. He was lined up at quarterback, he was lined up at running back, he was lined up at receiver, returning kicks. I mean, I'd imagine that many total yards has got to be close to a record at Mount Vernon. I'm not sure exactly how good the record keeping is. Some schools keep them really well, some schools don't. But I mean, it's got to be close. I mean, of total yards. I mean, to have that many yards in a game is a really difficult feat. And yeah, he was electrifying Friday night.
He really was. And if they didn't have it previously, put it in the books.
Yeah.
Mount Vernon. Put it in the books. Start it. Never too late to start this kind of stuff, right? Put it in the books now. Almost 400 yards of total, combined yardage for Matthew Moret, against in a hell of a game that we're going to get to later on.
Yeah.
In Centerville. All right, buddy. Moving on. Patriot. This is kind of unique. These games, some of these games, these players did so well. A few of these teams lost, and these guys won the award in a loss, that doesn't always happen.
Mm-hmm.
So Patriot, South County, tough game against Highland Springs. Not a tough game for this guy, but this guy makes everything look easy. Travion Campbell, 18 catches, Mason, one game.
Another one where that's got to be close to a record, right? 18 catches in a game.
Be.
Got to be close to a record. I mean, and they've had some obviously they've had some amazing receivers there, and maybe they've had more, but I mean, it can't be by a lot. It can't be. And Highland Springs is one of the best programs in the state.
Yeah.
I mean, after catch 7, they probably realized who the ball was going to. So I'd imagine they probably got some special coverage. But 18 catches in a game is a great feat, and he's definitely had a huge night.
The man's got hands like glue. 18 catches. That's unbelievable.
Dipping his hands in the stick 'em.
The old stick 'em, right? And borrow Fred Bolitnikoff's stick 'em. All right. Going to Liberty. We go to Liberty. A unique situation here for a couple teams. We did something that we don't always do. We do it sometimes. We don't always do it. We're going to have 2 coming out of Liberty District. Okay, we got W&L, Braden Black, 155 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. And then defensively, for Yorktown in the big win, we got Jamaris Watts Jr., 2 huge interceptions against Langley in that win.
Yeah, so I think both those teams had to be recognized. I mean, those, for all intents and purposes, were huge upsets. I know W&L was doing really well this year, but I think the thought process was, you've done good against those teams. You haven't seen a team like Westfield, and be able to do that against a team like Westfield that you're probably gonna have to take on to win yourself a region championship, to knock them out in Westfield too. Wasn't like it was at home. They went on the road, big, and because we know what kind of quality players, what kind of quality coaching staff they have at Westfield. And then on the other side, I'd imagine most people did not give Yorktown a chance against Langley. I think people, if you're wagering money, you'd probably go and give the points. And,
unless you're listening to Karnak, the Magnificent.
Unless you're listening to Dash. I mean, finally one of our upsets of the weeks paid off.
They finally paid off.
Yeah. But a huge win for both of them. Definitely muddies the waters in that region for sure.
Completely did. Extra shout out here to and we said Braden Black and that monster rushing day. All the starting O linemen for W&L.
Oh yeah.
Right? The O linemen. I mean, you don't move Westfield like that.
Yeah.
You don't move West like that. And they did.
Yeah.
And we saw it back in June, in July, how big they were. We said that.
And that game in particular, these 2 games in particular, we've been talking about, that Langley W&L game in the last week of the season might be for the district title. Not anymore. It may be that Saturday afternoon game, right?
Yeah, yeah,
WNL in Yorktown.
yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. Could be a playoff game.
yeah.
All right, buddy. Moving to Concord. Well, we did it again, buddy. Two impressive performances. So we named two, one on offense, one on defense. In the Centerville game, man, that game, they're still scoring points, Mesa. Again, they're still scoring points. Carden Stover, running back, 131 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. He was all over the place. And then defensively for Madison, Otis Casey, the huge pick 6 against Hayfield.
Yeah, so Otis Casey was his third interception for the year. I mean, big and with a pick 6. That Madison team's are getting themselves right? Everyone kind of was like, oh, 0-2, blew a big lead against Lake Braddock. Maybe they're done, maybe not. The reports of their demise may be greatly overstated.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, how prolific is that Centerville offense? I mean, they score in bunches, and they can score however you want to do it. And we have some highlights. They can score however you want to see them score. They can score. And man, they're definitely deadly for sure.
They really are. All right, we head west. We got a 2-for-1 special here in Cedar Run. The 1-2 punch. It's like the old Allstott and Warwick Dunn. Remember that in Tampa? Well, we had Blackstock and Powlick from Battlefield. The old 1-2 punch. Both guys with 70 some odd yards rushing, a couple touchdowns, just bruising people.
Yeah, Battlefield does what Battlefield does, right? I mean, they run the ball and they run it well. And yeah, I mean, when they always have complimentary backs, having to kind of fill the void of Callum O'Shea being out. It looks like these two guys are going to be forced to be reckoned with through their playoffs.
Yeah, that was a big win over Garfield in that one, which we'll get to later. And then finally in Cardinal, love this one. We love these kind of stories, right? Hilton getting off the schneid against against Unity Reed.
Yeah, big win for Hilton.
Huge win. And Ryan Smith, 77 yards rushing, tough yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, big win for them to get their first win of the season. Hopefully we can start seeing a resurgence of Hilton football, right?
Yeah, good for them. We congratulated Coach Woods, the OC, the other night, old friend of ours.
Yeah.
So good job by them. All right, buddy. Well, we know this is one of the, and everyone loves players of the week. Everyone loves player of the week. But I'll tell you what, people love highlight of the week, buddy. And as always, highlight of the week, we're gonna go sailing, just like Bob Wiley went sailing. Mesa, I know you love Bob Wiley and his expeditions on the water. Dominion Yachts. All right, brought to you by Dominion Yachts, your first mate for all boat sales in Northern Virginia. Call for estimates or you're looking to buy or sell a boat. Call Dominion Yachts today. Mesa, man, last week there was a great Odell-style catch that we said, I don't know if you could top that, in the Oakton game. Well, I'm going to let you break it down here, buddy, because they might have been topped.
Yeah, so we had two real barn burner games towards the end of the night. I mean, we didn't know what time we were going to get off last night. And this hill is going to come from Woodbridge. Let me go ahead and get there. Now, this is, as far as we understand, we had to go hunting for this. We believe it's Josiah Hill with the catch in the first quarter, 7:07 left in the game. And I'll let it run. Watch this. Snatched it out of the air.
Wow.
I mean,
wow.
Yeah. This highlight is brought to us by NFHS Network.
As always.
Yeah, go out there and get your NFHS get your NFHS subscription.
Run that again, Mason. Run that again.
I'll run it again. So I'll see if I can pause it right where he goes up to the top.
And I saw a still shot of this. I mean, he's grabbing this thing like this.
Yeah.
I saw someone had a still shot, and I don't know if it was NSMT or who it was, but there was a great on Instagram. I saw a beautiful still shot, really close up.
We can see taking the picture.
Yeah, right, I think that's the guy who took it right there.
Yeah.
But what a gorgeous catch. And I know someone who was at that game, and that man is joining us today. We have the Adam Schefter of Nova, Carl Frederick from Prep Red Zone. There he is.
How we doing, gentlemen?
Aboard.
Good, how we doing, guys?
Good. We were just looking at that catch by Josiah Hill. You said it was Josiah Hill, correct?
They call him Righteous Hill. It's his
Ah,
nickname. He's a sophomore. He's just one of many playmakers that Woodbridge has. They're underclassmen. They also have some seniors too. But it was guys. I've been covering high school football a long time. That's a top 5 game for me last night. You guys watched it on the stream. That was fireworks nonstop.
yeah.
Do we want to go and just break down this game right now since we have Carl on with us right now?
Yeah. We got Carl here, and
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and start off with now. We use the NFHS highlights, as everyone knows, but it's got to be inputted in there. All that came up, unfortunately, are right. Makes the North Stafford highlights, not the Woodbridge highlights. They're not in the NFHS database. Someone's got to put those in there.
And they weren't on Huddle either. So we'll go ahead and let this run for a little bit.
So we'll run what we got. But while we're doing it, Carl, go ahead and break it down, man. We'll just let these run.
So, guys, I mean, in terms of, I mean, it was a game where you saw like tons of talent. Like I told you at halftime for both sides of the ball. At times, it looked like North Stafford was going to pull away. They went up 35-21 late in the fourth quarter, and it looked like they had survived everything Woodbridge had thrown at them. They had done a good job defensively, and then the next thing you know, on I think it was like a 3rd and 20, Caleb Tucker finds Vinny Hill for I believe their 3rd touchdown of the evening on like a 70-yard strike. I mean, Vinny Hill had an incredible night. That makes it 35-28, and then there's still a couple minutes left, and all of a sudden it's a ball game. And then the very next possession, instead of going 3 and out, Chase Sullivan, who was brilliant all night for North Stafford at quarterback, he threw an interception to Bishop Prescott at the 50-yard line. That set up Woodbridge right in position with plenty of time left, and they got right down the field, and Marquis Sharp got his first touchdown. Now he's another highly talented, highly ranked kid. A sophomore for Woodbridge. He tied the game up 35 apiece. And then, now, did you guys catch the end before overtime?
Yeah, I think we're.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was nuts too, because North Stafford drove just enough of the length of the field to get a field goal, and Woodbridge used all 3 timeouts to ice the kicker. I didn't know
That's right.
At high school.
We were saying the same thing. I didn't think you could do that in high school. You get penalized for that in other sports.
Yeah, you can't do that in the NFL. You can do it one time, right?
Right. They throw a flag.
Yeah, that like I was on the North Stafford stands, and they were screaming. Like I thought they could do it one time, but Longerbeam took all 3 timeouts, and the kid just missed it, just left. He had gotten just enough of it, but pushed it to the left a little bit, and then overtime happens, and Chase Sullivan, the quarterback, who again he threw for like over 400 yards, I believe 4 touchdowns on the evening. He runs it in on 4th and goal, and then the very next play, like at that point when he scored, I thought I was going to be there till like 2 a.m. I really did, and I had to work this morning in my open house, my school too, but that's all right. But like the very next play, I believe I don't know what happened on the snap. The kid coming in motion, I don't know if him and Tucker collided, but next thing you know, like as I'm tweeting out Sullivan's touchdown run, Woodbridge fumbles, North Stafford recovers, and the game's over.
Yeah, it was like the ball bounced off his hands, and they just caught it out of the air, and that was the game.
Yeah, it was just so quick too. It was literally I'm tweeting out like Sullivan had just run it in on 4th and goal, which was a great play on his part. And then next thing you know, North Stafford recovers the fumble and wins the game.
Yeah, we were shocked. We were like, that's the ending? I can't imagine how it was there.
Yeah, a couple things happened. One, North Stafford looked like they were going to line for a field goal on that 4th down before Woodbridge called a timeout. And then Woodbridge gave a timeout. And we talked about this on the Friday Night Spotlights. I'm never in favor for calling a timeout on the defensively to give them the offense a chance to talk it over. Because then all of a sudden now they're like, okay, because they were going to kick the field goal. They were going to kick the field goal. And so,
you're right.
Woodbridge would have been. And so, I mean, I think Max said it. He was like, maybe they should give a clinic on when not to call a timeout for and the second was, I was really disappointed to see the game end like that.
Yeah.
A botch snap. I mean, between 2 teams for a game to end like that just was just really almost anticlimactic, right? I mean, to have 2 teams offensively that played so well for the whole game to end on a botch snap that gets just picked out of the air, I just thought was kind of really disappointing.
in a game that saw so many. It was highlight after highlight. Just when you thought like Woodbridge was down, Vinny Hill was catching a 70-yard touchdown pass, or just when you thought like North Stafford was down and out, Kenneth Sullivan was making a big play, or Ricky Atkins was making a big play. There were so many big plays for it to end like that. It is disappointing. I'm telling you, I said to my photographer, I thought we were going to be there till midnight. Yeah. But that like after the fourth and goal touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing I saw from that game was Woodbridge's defensive backs can hit. They started flying around that second half, and they were laying wood out there. I was like, oh man, like they were taking shots. And I'm not seeing Woodbridge play a ton. We've seen some highlights, but I didn't know that they're physical like that on the defensive backfield.
They are. They're a state title contender even with this loss. Then they're probably going to win out the regular season games looking at their schedule too. But Woodbridge, they gave up 42 points, but North Stafford has some of the best players. Like Kenneth Sullivan is a nationally ranked prospect. Those two teams could, if they go again in the playoffs, I'll be there because it's always fun when these two play.
Yeah, I was the speed out there. Those receivers so long,
incredible.
There was one play where we were watching, and I forgot he quarterback overthrew it for North Stafford, but he dropped back, chucked it a country mile. Receiver was wide open. He overthrew him by a little bit, and we were laughing. We were like, those Woodbridge guys aren't slow, and that dude ran right by him.
Yeah, not only does North Stafford have Kenneth Sullivan, they have this Ricky Atkins, the state medalist, I believe, in the hurdles for their track team. He's a track and field star. They have Antoine Barnes on the outside too. He's a playmaker. He's been a playmaker for a couple years for them. Ontario Washington at defensive back. Sometimes if you guys saw, they like to run in that with Alan Lester at quarterback and the little Wildcat too. He's got some speed and some power. They got a big time tight end, and Jerron Owusa Ansah, I believe his name is. They got dudes all over. Woodbridge does too. They're both playoff teams they should be.
Wow. Well, I'm sure we'll be seeing both those teams, again, and maybe playing each other again. Who knows?
Yeah, I hope so. It'll be fun, like it was last year, like it was last night, man. Those are two of the best teams in the state. They really were.
Well, Carl, we're going to jump on the next game. You want to stick around, or you got something to do?
It's 10:30 on a Saturday night. We're good. We're golden. What you got?
There it is, buddy. There it is. Well, we're going to jump into the next game, man. We got, if that wasn't the game of the night, this was the game of the night. W&L and Westfield. What a battle. Undefeateds going at it. Shocked. People were shocked at the end of this one.
Yeah. So these highlights are brought to you by NFHS. I gotta go right here. A little game recap by
NFHS.
Yeah, W&L versus Westfield. All right, first play we have here is Westfield with the pick six early on.
This was wild.
Yeah, this is where you're like, okay, Westfield's gonna walk away with this.
Oh, 100%. We were talking. We were like, well, this is like Tyson Spinks.
Yeah.
Who got the pick?
I'm not sure who got the pick.
Number 4, it looked like.
Yeah.
Is that Lee? Malachi Lee?
No, Lee's 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Westfield's still up at this point. It's kind of a screen, get themselves out of trouble. Get some out of trouble in the third quarter. But this is still the third quarter, 7-2. This is where you figure WL's feeling good in themselves. You start with the pick six, and they haven't given a touchdown yet on with their offense, and they're pretty skilled on offense. They've got some. Malachi Lee back there, Cody Carlson back there. It's pretty big.
The commander, Ryan Carlson. You called him the commander, Cody Carlson. He was a great commander too.
Here goes W&L takes the lead right here, and this was our player of the week right here, running in this touchdown.
And he was a stud, Braden Black.
Yeah. Big play
like
right
like a young Tom Rathman.
But Westfield answers. They come down 6-36. You're like, okay, maybe everything's all right. Everything's okay.
Right.
And I believe Westfield does go for 2, and they don't get it. After
General fans were killing me when I did the rankings for Nova Sports Media. So I got to bump them up after this win. This is a heck of a win for them.
Huge win.
But here goes the backbreaker right here. I mean, you think all right, Westfield's got back control of the game, and between those big bodies they have up front.
Well, one thing we didn't, that we talked about as it happened. You notice they scored that touchdown. They went for 2 and they didn't get it. And that was enormous.
Yeah. Second touchdown of the night.
Now we were laughing. We were like, did they leave too much time up for Westfield?
Yeah.
With 2.5 left. Although Westfield's previous drive before that was a 7-minute drive.
Yeah. Well, 2:29. They're trying to.
But they came out. But they had all 3 timeouts, which we found out later on, or at least 2 of them. And the only that we talked about was, I guess they're not going to show the rest of the highlights, but they threw it every down.
Yeah.
And they could have run it with all those timeouts they had, and they were running it effectively.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm surprised they threw it every down.
But definitely was unexpected in that game. I think most people assumed, because we hadn't really seen WNL play a top quality opponent yet, right? I mean, they played Bishop O'Connell. Right. They played Justice. Am I wrong?
It was definitely a national conference team, and I forget which one it was.
I know.
Yeah, they played. They did not play anyone in their weight class through the first 3 games. I mean, that's fair to say. And no one knew how to come out and look what they did, right? I mean, they essentially hold Westfield to 1 offensive touchdown. And I'm going to own it. We're going to own it here. I'll speak for you and me, Mesa. And Carl's getting hammered as it is by the WNL people for not, putting him on those top 10. Look, we said that. We said just that. We said they had not played anyone in their weight class, which is not a controversial statement at all. It's a fact. And I just thought that would hurt them in this game because on the flip side of that, Westfield had played a gauntlet.
Yeah.
Right.
And they were battle tested. So much for that theory. Right. But I'm sure kudos to WNL, man. Kudos to Coach Shapiro, to Coach Ludwig, to Coach Thompson. Those guys working hard. That O-line looked like the Twin Towers. Looked like Big John Studd and King Kong Bundy over there on the O-line.
Yeah, and now who's the favorite in who's the favorite in Liberty? Who's the favorite? Is it WNL?
It's WNL.
Yeah.
It's WNL. They've climbed that. They beat who they needed to beat. They beat the best. They literally beat the best out there.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be interesting. But I'm sure Coach Voss is gonna get his guys right.
Voss is not messing around. Voss is in the lab right now, figuring it out, watching film, breaking it down. They got that Hall of Fame coaching staff there, right?
And lucky for him, that's not going to affect their playoff seeding, right?
Right.
This will not affect their playoff seeding. They've still got a chance to get the 1 seed out of the Concord.
And sometimes you want that, right? I mean, look, let's be honest. Coach Voss is not chasing freaking. He wants a district title. That's not his end goal,
right?
And he wants to win a region and then go beyond that. And sometimes maybe who knows? I'm not saying this is what's happening, but sometimes you got to. Hey guys, this is reality. Look what happens when you don't play well.
Right.
Go ahead, Carl.
Back to I had to look it up because when you're talking about Washington Liberty, not to change subject, but yeah, Bishop O'Connell they put 55 on. Then the next week they played McLean, put 41 on them. And then last week they put 30. They put a 35 burger on Edison. So yeah, they hadn't played anybody. I mean, what you said was accurate, but they held home at Westfield or held strong at Westfield yesterday. That's impressive.
And that's a big win going to the playoffs, right? Because then if you see them again, you're like, we beat these guys again. We beat these guys before. Yeah. We beat them before. Beat them before. We'll beat them again.
Oh, you mean from WNL standpoint?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Big win. All right. Well, congrats to WNL, and hope to see Voss on the show on Friday night. All right.
Yeah.
Next game, and there were so many of them. And if that game wasn't game of the week, then this game would have been game of the week. Another score just happened in this one. Mount Vernon, Centerville play a little pinball.
Another offensive fireworks. If you like offensive football, go watch Centerville play.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
What Shields throw for in this game?
It wasn't his biggest game throwing. They ran the ball probably the best I've seen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But when he had to throw, when he had to get out of the pocket and move, did a great job doing it.
So you're gonna see a bunch of haymakers in this highlight.
Oh,
clip
nice.
right here. I mean, look at this.
I mean, he looks like Dan Marino throwing that ball, man. He's got the zip on that thing.
Yeah, he I mean, just, but here's the thing though. Mount Vernon came to play.
Yes,
Mount
they
Vernon
did.
came to play, right? Pick six, another pick six. And the
Another
pick
pick
six
six.
happened all over
Wow.
the place.
That was early. Yeah, that was an early one.
Was that Moret?
No. But look at this throw from the other hash,
Wow.
right in the bed. I mean,
Holy
he's
cow.
covered. Yeah.
He's a D1 kid for a reason. That is.
I used to do that. What he just did there, I used to do that in Tecmo Bowl with Cunningham and the Eagles. I would run back to one hash and just launch it.
But as Mark Jackson would say in the NBA, there goes that man, right?
There he is. Asking for him,
Matthew
Carl.
Moret.
There he is, right? Look how fast he is, Carl. Look how fast that man is.
That is some speed. That is next level speed.
Matthew Moret.
Now maybe you didn't. I don't know if you heard his stat line. He had almost 400 yards in total yards
That was incredible.
on the night.
Game ball.
Yeah, yeah. He had a huge game, but you know, Centerville's offense is really difficult to deal with. Really difficult. I mean, look at him just whip the ball in there.
Yeah.
What are they averaging 50 points and giving up 45 points a game, or what?
Yeah.
Man.
And how about Cardin Stover for Centerville? He had a hell of a night. That was the guy,
Yeah.
Carl.
Oh, okay. All right.
He crushed it.
Now, what he's getting him, I mean, God, just look at him just throw the ball out there.
Look at that. Woo.
One-handed grab right there could have been a play of the week highlight right there.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, we couldn't find a lot of Mount Vernon highlights. You know, we found a few. That's our closing that right there. But that was a great game. That was
Wow.
a great game. I
It
mean,
really was.
and
We really had some bangers last night, didn't we?
yeah. Going back to this though, you know, Mount Vernon can spin this, right? They're like, look, we went to Centerville and we probably should have beat them.
Yeah.
We probably should have beat them. We probably should have beat those guys. And we talked before on the thing. I'm going to make the statement now. They're going to make the playoffs. I think they're. I'm going to go ahead and put that.
Who's that?
out.
Mount Vernon or Centerville? Who are
Yeah,
you talking
Mount
about?
Vernon. Mount Vernon is going to make the playoffs, and they are going to be a team that no one wants to play. Not a team that can score like that. You know, and also it's a big bounce back, right? Because they got beat up a little bit by Westfield last week. You know, to turn it back around and play a quality opponent in Centerville and be able to do what they did, I think is a testament to Coach Holland and his staff.
Yeah, no, I agree on all fronts there. Take it back to Centerville here for a second, though. I think I still think Concord, and thanks to WNL, I think Concord is wide open.
Yeah.
I think it's wide open. I think that WNL victory has, you use this line a lot, Mesa. When Drago got cut, he's just a man.
Yeah.
He bleeds. He's just a man. That's what everyone in Concord was saying watching Westfield.
Yeah.
They were
I agree.
saying, look at this. WNL's beating them up. We can move the ball on these guys.
The one thing, and you know, Coach Shields and his staff do a fantastic job over there. But I'm sure right now they're like, we've got to be able to stop the run. They've had 2 games where they've getting up a ton of yards on the ground.
That's the thing. They got to short. You're right. They got to short up that run D because
They
the
gotta
Forest
stop the
Park
run.
game. The Forest Park game was the first.
Yeah, Kellen Lewis gashed him for over 300 yards in that game.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're aware of this, but there are a few teams in the Concord that like to run the ball. That's what they do well.
They're gonna wear out Shields' arm. He's gonna have to keep throwing to keep them in games.
So,
But speaking of teams you don't want to face in the playoffs, though, Coach, Centerville's another team. If they get in,
yeah,
they're going to keep scoring until you put like a stake in their heart. You know, they have to be averaging close to 40 a game.
I agree.
for sure. Yeah, no,
That offense, Coach Aziz, and I know he has a hand in that, and he'll probably be one of the hot coaching candidates this off season, right? So you got they got a great coaching staff under Coach Shields over there.
yeah, I figure they're gonna right the ship as far as what's going on defensively, and they're gonna have to because is there any team in the Concord that you're like, oh, they're probably gonna be the ones that don't make the playoffs? There's not one. there's not one right now in the Concord that you can kind of be like, okay, it's gonna be a struggle for them to get in that top 4.
It's gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Name 4 teams and say those are 4 teams that make the playoffs. Name any 4 team you want, and you'll be like, okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
There's no combination of 4 teams on the Concord that you would be like, oh no, not them.
No, someone's getting left out.
2 teams are getting left out.
A couple teams are getting left out, and it's going to
2
be
teams are getting left out.
It's going to be a shame. I agree with you. But yeah, come back to Centerville. That office looks great. Poitras. I didn't mention Coach Poitras.
Yeah.
Old from Lake Braddock. Him and Aziz are the ones running that offense under Coach Shields, and it looks phenomenal right now.
Yeah.
But you're right, Carl. They got get that run D fixed, and sky's the limit.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, another good one. They don't end. They don't stop, guys. They don't stop. I heard they were handing out chicken shawarma after this game. All right, from Lebanese to Vernon. Guys, Langley and Yorktown, another great one.
Yeah. So we're trying to hunt down Yorktown highlights, and we found a few. We found a few. We didn't find a lot.
Yeah, because they're on the Huddle Network. They are not on NFHS.
Yeah.
Out loud.
And I looked for their Huddle highlights and couldn't find them either. So let me turn this down.
But we dig and we found stuff. That's what we do here.
What was the final in this one?
21-20.
Look at that coach running with them.
Look at that. Sign coach up too. Look at that. So I'm sure at some point they probably thought, oh, Langley's going to run away with this one. But where's Lee Corso? Not so fast, my friends.
There goes Cole Sandberg doing what Cole Sandberg does in the open field. Now, I don't think Langley ever had a lead, though.
No, and I'm going to talk to you about something. You mentioned Cole Sandberg, and we're going to talk about it here in a second because one of our players of the week was young, Jamaris Watts Jr., who had 2 interceptions, and then there was another player who had an interception. And Sandberg's has got to do a better job. We love Sandberg. We've said he's one of the best quarterbacks in all of Nova. You talked about he's somebody that has to watch out with the turnovers. Got to rein that in a little bit. I mean, I know he's kind of a riverboat gambler, right? That's what makes him great too. But close game, those turnovers can cost you.
Yeah, and we'll probably see that in a minute though. But I mean, he can throw the ball, he can run the ball. I mean, yeah.
Oh, he's one of our top 3 quarterbacks in all of Nova.
This is the problem, right? This is the problem though when you're slinging the ball all over the place.
Right.
I mean, throwing back across
that was no bueno. And there he is. There's Watts Jr. right there, my friend.
Yeah. So I mean,
look at this. You're rolling right at Coach is pulling his hair out here. Don't do that.
Oh, what are you doing, Cole?
Don't do that. And like I said, he's one of the top 3 quarterbacks in Nova. This guy, he's a stud.
It's one of those things with Brett Favre. Mike Holmgren said about Brett Favre, right? You're like, no. Oh yeah.
Right.
Sometimes it is no. Right?
That's right. There's another one. I think that was Watts again.
Like what Pete Carroll says with Geno Smith.
Well, we'll be saying yes, and we hopefully beat the Commanders. I'm on a roll here. Look at that. That might have been Watts Jr. too.
That's Watts Jr. again.
Look at that. Looking like a young Willie Brown.
Yeah, he had himself a night. Right there.
And he's tackling people. Here he is in the play here. I mean, this is why he got one of our plays of the. Where is he at? Boom! There he is. Look at that.
Yeah, he's a senior this year. But yeah, he played fantastic, and it really muddied the water in Liberty. It really,
Oh yeah.
Because Langley had the straight shot. They just had to go through there, and now all of a sudden they've got a hope for a Yorktown loss inside their district.
Yep.
Because the loss to South Lakes, which now turns out to be not that bad of a loss. Right? Turns out not to be that bad of a loss, but lose by field goal to a South Lakes team. And now they are on a collision course with WNL, which is coming up in when is that WNL game coming up?
Hold on, I'll check.
Okay.
You mean Langley WNL?
Yeah. No, not Langley WNL. Yorktown.
Yorktown. So yeah, Yorktown really impressed us, man.
October 30th.
A little Halloween matchup.
So I think Yorktown might play both or WNL plays Yorktown and Langley on back-to-back weeks.
Ah. Well, again, Yorktown, impressive. I wasn't kidding. Lebanese to Vernon, chicken shawarma for everyone after that, after a victory like that.
Both Arlington teams. All three won. All three won.
Yes, and Wakefield too.
Yep.
You're right. You're right. They're going to run out of shawarma. The rate they're going. All right, buddy. Well, speaking of good food, we had a good game here in Patriot. West Springfield and Robinson went at it, and I knew good things were happening for West Springfield when I got my pizza from Lito's Pizza right across the street the other day. And the West Springfield faithful, they were in there already. They said they were getting their pizza. They had their shirts on.
My guy Scotty Lewis had a game, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Our guy Scott Lewis, the field general.
Yeah. So another set of highlights brought to us. Big 72-yard touchdown run right here. This is, what do they call him? They call him
Well, they call him Booby from Texas.
I mean, look at that. Definitely a guy that you're gonna have to watch this year.
Oh, absolutely.
He had himself a day.
Now his name is Dylan. Hang on, Dylan Wickham. Carl, get to know him from Texas. Dylan Wickham, running back, stud.
Holy cow! What year is he?
I'm not sure. He just moved there.
All right.
Look at Lewis. Look at Lewis throw that ball. Looking like a young Richie Gannon throwing that.
Who did he throw this to?
At number 1.
Is that Austin?
I don't think it might have been. I don't know if it was, but maybe.
And I think we talked about this before. A lot of people look at the final scores of these Robinson games are like, oh, Robinson's getting
Yes.
and they're not. They are in the game
They're
until about
battling every week.
Oh, that was Evan Shorter, by the way. That was Evan Shorter.
Oh, okay, yeah. They were high on him. He was going to have I'm glad to see that. Shorter make some plays in his senior year. Good for him.
But you're right. Robo, I mean, that game was 12-6 for a while.
Yeah.
And didn't they battle Fairfax the week before?
They did.
Definitely did.
They did. Here's the big tight end. Look at Bella looking like freaking, what did I say the other night? He reminded me of
Anthony
Mark
Bavaro.
Bavaro. Mark Bavaro, another big Paisan tight end.
He's an ascending talent. He's still new to the position, man. He's
Oh.
just going to get better.
Absolute stud.
Yeah. And whoever gets Scotty Lewis, because I think he's a D2 kid or higher, honestly. He's an ascending talent too. Remember, he only started a handful of games last year as a junior. Now he full reins, and he's just getting better and better too.
Yep. I know. I'm with you on Lewis. I like him. Good family. They have Purple People Eater lineage in that family. Grandfather was one of the D linemen on the Purple People. You can't beat that. Come on.
Nah.
They
pretty
beat up
cool.
they beat up the Eagles a bunch of times in the 70s too, buddy.
That's funny.
All right. That's our last highlight. Yeah.
Yeah, they look good though. I very impressed with West Springfield. They're another one you got to look out for.
That game next week with them in South County, who's another team that their record doesn't really show it, is playing pretty well.
It was 21-14 at the halftime against Highland Springs, and Highland Springs is not a slouch.
Right. That's impressive enough. That game next week with West Springfield and South County, I'm thinking I might go out to that one.
Yeah, and who the hell schedules a team that had a losing record a year ago? I think they did, right? Or barely above 500. I mean, it wasn't like they weren't killing it last year. They struggled. Let's just say they were above 500 by a little bit last year. Right? That's fair. But it wasn't a world beater year for South County at all last year.
Right.
And they come out with Colonial Forge and Highland Springs, 2 of the first 3 games of the season. That's crazy.
They don't back down. Yeah.
So I mean, So on that point,
I mean, with this new coaching staff,
Yeah, South County's is much better than that record shows, and you're going to see that in this next half of the season. I agree. All right, buddy. Well, but yeah, West Springfield, look out for that. And Robo, don't sleep on Robo. They're going to be that team, tough team. If you sleep on them, they can pull the upset off.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, here we go. Another good one. Another team ascending. Fairfax and Chantilly.
Yeah. All right, let me get lined up here. So another. I mean, it looks like Fairfax kind of ride the ship at this point.
I would say so.
Again, another set of highlights brought to you by NFHS.
Yeah.
I mean, early on, but so this is what's really interesting is Fairfax has now got a pass game. I mean, a big pass game that
No kidding.
yeah, big 51-yard score. I mean, this is not your normal Fairfax.
Yeah, they're starting to throw the ball more. That's true.
Yeah,
They like this quarterback, this young quarterback.
They look explosive. Wow, this is cool. Good for them.
here's our guy Mantry with a pretty good pass right here, 35-yard pass. But this is the kind of thing you expect, right, out of a senior. This is third year starting. You're going to expect him to kind of lead your team. I mean, at this point, right?
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah. No, he looked good. And again, this game was relatively close for a while. Fairfax, I mean, similar to last week, right, where they kind of pull away towards the end.
Yeah.
But this is them getting in right here to kind of cut the lead to 11-7.
Yeah, I mean, halftime of a close game.
Yeah.
But every time Chantilly did something, Fairfax would answer.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what was expected, right, at a Fairfax. I mean, but we're still early on in the season, and luckily for them, they've got a chance to get themselves right before district play. And they already have a district win, right? They've beaten Robo already.
That's right. And I feel like this kind of, once they got the 2-score lead.
Yeah, they kind of turned away.
Right.
But this is Fairfax running power football, right at them, which is what we assume they're going to be able to do most of the season, right?
Yeah. And I think they scored one more, didn't they?
They did score one more. But Chantilly didn't answer. They answered a ton.
They did. That's a good team, Chantilly.
Yeah.
So right here is where I thought we had a ball game here.
Yeah,
right?
I remember you calling that. I mean, the fourth quarter, right? 18-14 in the fourth.
Oh yeah.
18-14 in the fourth quarter. But what you said was correct, right? I mean, now Fairfax is coming back into what we expect them to do all year. I mean, just kind of running the ball right down.
And the Maltese Falcon, right?
Yeah. I mean, with the huge,
they're going to just feed the Maltese Falcon, and that's a wrap.
And that iced the game, right? A minute left, fourth quarter.
That is your best nickname you've come up with, Dash. That's the best nickname you've ever come up with.
There's more where that came from.
I was going to ask you guys about him. He's a good back. He
really is. Great wrestler too.
Yeah, he's an all-state wrestler, and he's he's a D2 level running back in my opinion too. But they go out to West Potomac next week. But I think I agree with you guys. I think Fairfax has overcome the early season adversities, and they may be set to make a run here.
All right, man. Well, and by the way, Chantilly, look, they played hard. They were in that game. That was at Fairfax, right?
No, I thought it was on that.
Was it at Chantilly?
That looks like it's at Chantilly. Yeah, it's at Chantilly.
It was at Chantilly. Well, even better then. I know they were probably down after the game. Where do you go when you're in Chantilly, Mason? You're not feeling well. You're kind of down in the dumps.
Backyard Grill, right? We go to
you could have back. Even Coach Crush knew the answer.
Oh, what a pool!
Even Coach Crush knew that if you're in Chantilly, and I mean, look, they have happy hour every day. Some places only do it Monday through Fridays. Not at Chantilly, guys. They do it every day. They have happy hour tomorrow from 3 to 7. I mean, you can't go wrong going to Backyard Grill. All right. Well, we're not done there, guys. Not done by a long shot. Garfield, Battlefield. This was the Mesa Bowl. This is two teams that Mesa has been speaking really highly of. He was excited about this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't find any Battlefield highlights, so we just have some Garfield highlights. Just that noise right there.
So it's 27-7 when you tune in here, and the highlights are of the team that has 7.
Yes.
I'm impressed with Battlefield with this win. I mean, because after I saw them absolutely steal a win against North Stafford, and knowing that O'Shea was going to be out for the rest of the year, I didn't have high hopes, but they've just quietly strung along. This is 3 wins in a row. They're undefeated. They beat what should be a playoff team in Garfield by 3 touchdowns. Ethan Stoll is settling in at quarterback. They got the running game going. Jaden Blastock had a nice game. He had close to 100 yards rushing. Yeah, I was impressed with Battlefield last night.
Yeah, Battlefield's going along, right? I mean, Here's the thing, though, and kind of going back to the first game we talked about with North Stafford, they held North Stafford down the whole game. Now North Stafford, was on the verge of beating them, but for what it's worth, we see now North Stafford's got a lot of firepower in offense, and what did they score, like 14 against them?
Yeah.
14 points to hold those guys.
14, and Noah Glover didn't play in that game.
Yeah,
right. And Noah Glover didn't play in that game either.
So I mean that just kind of goes to show you the schedule that Battlefield took on, and everyone's like, oh, Battlefield down, and it turns out North Stafford is really good.
Right.
I mean, North Stafford,
right.
they beat up on was it Garfield last week?
North Stafford.
They beat Garfield by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. So Garfield's got some work to do. Again, Region B is a really difficult region to make the playoffs in. And now they have 2 losses hanging over their heads against teams that are playoff teams. So they're and Woodbridge, and that Woodbridge Garfield game is probably gonna might be for a playoff spot. Besides just a district title, that might be for a playoff spot. I mean, I'm there just like last year with who was it? It was Forest Park, right? Got caught on the outside looking in, and no one thought Forest Park was a bad football team.
And they finished 6-4.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They're on the outside looking in. And right now, if I'm Garfield, I'm worried about that. I'm worried about that. I end up being Forest Park, where I still have a winning record, but because of the opponents I'm losing to right now, who are playoff opponents, who will have the tiebreakers against me, I don't get in.
Well, I mean, and part of that's because those teams in Nova Plus, we're going to call it Nova Plus, out in Stafford, just so damn good.
Yeah. Colonial Forge is a state title contender. North Stafford's a state title contender. I mean, Stafford's not bad. Mountain View's not bad. I mean,
right.
Those teams over there are definitely good football. There's some good football being played down there, right?
Oh man,
yeah.
Carl loves it. Carl's gonna freaking, he's gonna rent a house out there, and just spend half the time out there fishing and going to football games,
and fix their Wi-Fi while I'm at it.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Is amazing, except for their Wi-Fi.
We got one more. So we nailed it though. Our sensational 7 were freaking home runs.
Yeah.
The only game we haven't talked about yet, which was and I think you said there was no highlights available for it, unfortunately, was Westpo South Lakes.
Yeah, good game. South Lakes pulls out a win.
The big win for them.
But it seemed like South Lakes was in control of the game most of the game.
Yeah.
But they could never actually put West Potomac away. And West Potomac's a quality opponent.
Yes.
South Lakes is still, I mean, and you wonder.
They're a playoff team, aren't they? South Lakes.
Well, they're in
like
Region D, and they've got to finish in the top 4.
Right.
So right now, if I told you that the teams out of Concord that made the playoffs were going to be Westfield, Madison, Centerville, and Oakton, would you be like, oh no, South Lakes has got to make it over one of those teams? No, you wouldn't think that at all. At least I don't. I think you have a really difficult case to kind of make it in the playoffs and add to the Concord because of the 1 through 4.
Who's South Lakes only lost to?
Battlefield.
They have 2.
That's right. That's their only loss?
Their only loss is the Battlefield.
Yeah, because they beat Yorktown.
They beat Yorktown.
Yeah, right.
They beat Westpo.
And they
have won
the team the week before.
Because I'll tell you what, you can make a case for South Lakes being a top 3 team in Nova.
Yeah.
With their only loss
took
being
Battlefield to the wire. They could have beaten Battlefield.
Right, that's what I'm saying. With their only loss being the Battlefield game,
yeah,
you can make an argument for them being the best team in Nova.
Yeah.
A Battlefield game they should have won.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But
you're right. They are 3-1.
Some of the Concord, 2 teams of Concord are going to get locked out.
Yeah. I don't think it's them. I mean, boy, we have a long way to go. We're at the halfway mark. But if we're just talking about things, judging it based on where we are right now, it's not them.
But the four I just named you, could you see those 4 being the teams that make
you could, because we don't know what's going to happen in the next 5-6 games. Yeah. But based off it right now, I would say it wouldn't be them. It would be somebody else. It'd be Chantilly. It'd be somebody else.
I didn't have Chantilly in. So
you had Oakton in.
I had Oakton. So you're
Okay,
saying
I saw what these guys did to. I mean, again, we're just talking about off the first 4 games. That's all I'm
Right.
basing it off of. And if we just do a comp and we say these guys should have beat Battlefield, these guys got beat pretty good against Colonial Forge. I'm going with the guys who should have beat Battlefield. I mean, I'm just saying, just based off matchups,
No,
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's anyone's ball game.
yeah. I mean, and Chantilly's got something to say about that, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
we'll see.
No, it's wide open,
Yes.
which makes these next 5 weeks. When they get a conference play over there, look out.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I mean, you're gonna see people taking steel chairs. You're gonna see the kitchen sink flying. You're gonna see
And every
all
game
types of stuff.
Every game is gonna be huge in that district.
Yes.
Every game.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
100%.
Hey,
Well-
are they gonna, when you talk about chairs and stuff, are they gonna blindside like their fans, like you two did this past week on the podcast to me? You know, are they gonna blindside people?
They might be throwing. They might go Yokozuna style and throw like the Mr. Fuji stuff in people's eyes. I mean, you're going to see all types of stuff. The Killer Khan, the green spew.
That's funny. You guys ambushed me.
Oh, that was the best, Carl. It was
That
outstanding.
was funny.
It was,
That was
the best.
funny.
I mean, yeah, we're not happy about this. We're gonna write a letter to our congressman about this. You can't mistreat Carl at trying to get.
Yeah, I got
the man.
you guys
The man's doing a
attacked me
service
from
for
behind.
kids. You're doing a service for kids in the community, trying to get their names out there, and help them get recognition, and they're trying to give you a hard time. No, we're not going to take that line down.
Oh yeah, it's water under the bridge now. No, they just
All right, buddy. Well, look, games of the week were outstanding. The best of the rest are pretty good too. We're going to jump to it now. Jumping to the best of the rest. We'll start in Herndon, Briarwoods, and Herndon. Man, Herndon's just had it. You talk about tough schedule to start the year off. They're now 0-4. Briarwoods takes them out. They've had such every game I see for Herndon is a tough matchup.
Yeah, I mean they've taken on a really tough schedule, but luckily for them, the only games that matter are district games. Now I know they've already dropped one to Langley.
Yeah.
But now if they can beat Yorktown, they have a shot at a district title.
You're right.
Right.
You're right.
With the Yorktown win, they still have a shot at a district title and a one and the 1 seed coming out of Liberty.
Yeah, they're really banged up right now. I spoke to Josh Richards. They're happy to have their bye week. They're banged up, and he said it's a much needed bye week, kind of regroup and rest up a little bit, a little R&R, as they said. All right. Well, we head to, and we are going all across Nova here. We're going to go the Battle of the Beltway, gentlemen. Falls Church beats Annandale in a pretty good game.
Yeah, actually, Falls Church. I thought won by 2. They won by double digits, and they are.
Yeah, but this is a Falls Church team. It's not like the last couple of years. This is a Falls Church team that people are saying could and might win national. So Annandale hung in there.
Yeah, Annandale hung in. But Falls Church is eyeing those 2 games. That back-to-back games with Hayfield and Mount Vernon, right?
Yep.
And they're. I mean, Elijah Lewis is the real deal, man. That quarterback is something talented.
He really is.
Yeah.
So they win the Battle of the Beltway. You know where they went. You know what they got. They might have got Dash and Dance for everyone on the team.
Good old Celebrity Deli.
Celebrity Deli. They know they went.
Do you think they ran the hook and ladder just for fun?
You know what? I know Firehouse has this. You got me thinking about sandwiches. Firehouse has a sandwich called the Hook and Ladder. I don't think they own the rights to that name though. Celebrity Deli needs a Falls Church sandwich called the Hook and Ladder.
The hook and ladder. Oh, that's
Right?
That's a good call.
And let Coach Coogan pick the man loves sandwiches. Let him pick it. All right, you heard it here first. We're going to talk to Will about that at Celebrity Deli. All right, we traveled to South County. We talked about it earlier. Highland Springs too much for South County, but South County they were game for about half.
Yeah, it was 21-14 at the half, right? I mean, we had heard reports that South County's down. I don't think that's the case.
Right.
I don't think that's the case. And then with Campbell having 18 catches in that game,
Man,
he's awesome.
yeah,
it really is.
That's a huge game.
Travion Campbell's a top receiver in the state, and South County, more to your guys' point, is going to be a team. They may not be a playoff team this year, but I see they're going to get better as the year goes on. They're going to be a tough out.
I think it could be a playoff team. You're talking about 6 teams probably getting in, probably from Patriot. I think they could be one of those 6, no doubt.
Yeah, no, I think so too.
All right, we move on. Lewis And remember the AC Titans. AC Titans,
yep.
gentlemen. Now, they ran that score up a little bit at 71-0, I think it was. But, Lewis, they're still working hard, Coach Choate, trying to build something over there. Let me just say this, though. They are 4-0, gentlemen, and they are number 1 in Patriots.
They are. They're currently number 1 in the Patriot at 4-0. And with a huge win over Lewis, Lewis is still trying to find their footing a little bit, and trying to be that first team to knock off a. Oh no, I'm sorry. They're playing somebody in the Liberty. Oh no, they weren't. They were playing somebody in the Patriot. Yeah. But AC. I mean, AC's 4-0.
I told Crush. I reminded Crush of that. He didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I was half joking.
Like live, like just to troll him.
That wasn't trolling. We were talking about teams in the Patriot, and I said, remember, they are the number 1 seed right now at the midway point almost. That's all. It's a factual statement. I know it's annoying.
And for what it's worth, they own the tiebreaker.
They have the tiebreaker. They're a problem. Look,
Yeah.
I know people want to say, well, it's AC, and at some point you got to get over the AC was, they were a 3-win team, 4-win team last year, blah blah blah. Look, they're 4-0 right now. They're 1 in the
They're a playoff team.
They're 1 in the Patriot. Yeah, they're 1 in the Patriot. They've beat Braddock head to head. I mean, again, I know there's an asterisk by that, but still, on paper, they beat them. They're a problem. They're going to be a big problem, and they are the reason that. Talk about teams who might not get in the playoffs. There might be a really good team that doesn't get in the Patriot because of AC's hot start.
Yeah.
So fun to watch. It's gonna be fun to keep an eye on that one. I'm an AC guy. All right. Madison, Hayfield. This was a big one. Madison with pitched the shutout.
Yeah, I think it was 42-0 at the half. Big win for Madison.
Madison D's back.
Madison finding their footing with the running game a little bit.
They are, and that D is back.
Yeah, and that running back is the real deal, isn't he?
Yeah, look, I know this is not the
Weller.
And who's the big running back? They actually sent that to us.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, because last week we asked for that information, and then somebody wrote us and gave us his name. And
It's not Matthew Weller, is it?
I think it is Matthew Weller. Is he the big running back?
It was last year, and I know he did some things in their game last week too.
I think that is him then.
It is Matthew Weller, and what a stud he is, man.
Yeah.
Madison's a team too that.
Yeah, I forgot for a second. So Matthew Weller, I wanted to be right on that. That's why I was double checking this. He's 6'4", 230-pound running back. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Who's the running back? Was that Brandon Jacobs on the Giants?
Oh, Brandon Jacobs. Yeah.
He's the Brandon Jacobs of Nova.
Oh.
Christian Okoye. Remember Christian Okoye?
That's where I thought you were going. I thought you were going to go. I thought you were going there.
All right. I did Brandon Jacobs for Crush, but Crush is gone now, so I'll say Christian Okoye. But what a monster. Yeah, man. Keep it up. And I'll tell you what, to shut out Hayfield, I know this might not be the Overton Hayfield team, but there's a lot of talent on that Hayfield team, and to shut them out, that's a big deal.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, McLean and Edison. Edison's still struggling. McLean, it's a solid McLean squad, man. They're tough out, kind of like Robinson. They're Robinson of the Liberty.
That's a good comp right there. They've been in most of their games at the half, and then just kind of get away from them. So,
congrats to them getting their first win on the year. They've battled early on, so it's nice to see the Highlanders get a win.
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, good squad. They, like you said, they haven't quit on their coach and on each other, and they're battling. And like you said, with this 4-4 thing, they're still in it.
Yeah.
An 0-3 start is not a big deal with this new playoff system.
No, not in Region D for sure.
Right. Yeah. Right. Not in that region. It's not. All right. Oakton, Colonial Forge. They were in that game for a half.
They were in it for a while, but then Colonial Forge kind of
wasn't it 21-14 at halftime?
Yes,
it was close, right?
Yeah,
it was.
I thought it was pretty competitive game for a while, and then Colonial Forge kind of pulled away, and there's a reason why they were in the state semifinal last year, right? I mean,
I mean, you guys, if you saw in the live stream, Colonial Forge hits you and so many different ways offensively with whether it's the quarterback, Torrey Martin, their outstanding running back, Jalen Carter, the Monmouth commit. He's a stud. They got playmakers all over.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So moving on, out of our jurisdiction a little bit, but still a big game. We talked about it in the previous show last week. Stonebridge and Quince Orchard. Quince Orchard won that 20-0. Am I correct on that? Wow. 20-0. So
What happened there?
I mean, it's a good Quince Orchard team.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
and it's not a
Stonebridge
bad
had them-
it's not a bad Stonebridge team.
That was a good Stonebridge team. It is a good Stonebridge team. That's a
Yeah. So I mean, they beat Madison. I mean, so yeah, it's a good team. That just shows you how good Quince Orchard is. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
right.
Right? Jeez. All right, moving on. Wakefield and Justice. Wakefield and Justice. Wakefield 3-1, guys.
Yeah, I mean, good start for there. Clarence got them playing well. Getting ready for district play, right? I mean, because this is where it counts. But I think picking a schedule where you can get your kids some confidence is really smart. Really
Right.
smart.
Yep.
Getting your kids some wins, getting it under their belts that way when they have some confidence rolling into district play.
Yeah, very. Wakefield. They've had a stretch of some games, but it's just I don't think they're even. I look at the score of that game. I think it was. I told you what the score was. I think 32-12 against Lewis.
Yeah.
33-12.
32-12. That's a decent game.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Like, it wasn't like they went and scheduled people who and then the week before that against Justice, or that was against Justice. The week before that was against
Lewis.
that was against Lewis, and that was like 32-20.
Yeah.
34-20. Yeah.
34-20. Yeah. So they were in those games. It wasn't like they cherry picked the easiest games they could find. Those are actually, in retrospect now, I mean, even relatively even matchups.
Yeah, but it's good to get those wins, 3-1, getting district.
Yeah, no, I think so. I agree. So good on them. Good on Coach Martin and Coach Hendo and company. 3-1 there. The only loss is that Falls Church game.
Yeah.
And I know you love Falls Church. All right, buddy. Some other games out west. All right. Well, we go west. We've got Hilton off the Schneid. Big win over Unity Reed.
Yeah, with our player of the week. It's always good, right, when Hilton football wins again, right? I mean, it's nice to see them get their first win of the year. First time to beat Unity Reed in a few years as well.
I was going to say they lost Unity Reed last year.
Yeah.
And to me, this shows like a much improved Hilton team.
Yeah.
I agree.
From the year before with the win here over Unity Reed. So they're building something over there.
Yeah.
And they battled Osborne, who's I think a lot of two the week before. Yeah,
Yep.
Hilton's better than they were a year ago. I saw them against Falls Church in the scrimmage. I like what they're doing over there.
And then the Freedom South Riding game in week 1, which they only lost by a score.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could easily be a 3 or 4 win team right now. So they're building something. All right. Colgan, big win over Broad Run.
Colgan 4-0, right? Colgan's
No one's talking about Colgan.
finding a way.
Coach White is doing. Coach White coming over from Brentsville is doing an incredible job there. Colgan is humming on all cylinders, both offensively and defensively. 4-0. They look poised to make playoffs for the first time in school history this year.
That's awesome. That's good to hear that.
Well, we'll see what happens when they get into district play, right? I mean, because then they're gonna have, I mean, the big dogs in that there are Woodbridge, Garfield, and probably Forest Park, right? I mean that's the hump they're gonna have to get over.
Right?
Yeah,
That's fair. We've got Freedom Woodbridge and Mountain View. Tough game for Freedom Woodbridge there.
yeah. Coach Ronga's over there trying to find a way to hold that program together. Let's hope he's able to kind of get them going.
Yeah. I mean, he's hanging on, doing everything he can to keep the program there. Mountain View. That's just an unfair matchup, really. It's unfortunate, but Mountain View with the big win, obviously. All right, Potomac Senior, Osborne with the big win. Carl loves that Osborne team.
Yeah, they get back to 500, 2-2. Big win on the road for the Eagles. Anthony Donut Jackson had a great game. I think he threw for like over 400 yards.
Wow.
But yeah, Osborne's a team too that they may be on the outside looking in terms of the playoffs, but you don't want to face them. They're a tough out.
Yeah. Potomac Falls over Light Ridge. Potomac Falls, they've had a couple big wins this year.
Yeah. I mean,
Josh Ramos is that catch. It's one of the best catches I've ever seen. The one-handed one.
Wow.
That's the video I sent you guys.
Oh yeah. Wow, nice job. Well, two fun teams. I like Light Ridge's quarterback. I think he's a solid. Is he going anywhere? Any offers yet, Carl? Do you know of?
What's his
big guy, strong arm? He can. He's got to be about 6'5".
Yeah. Oh man. Let me get to my rankings.
Yeah, no worries. You get to it when you got time.
Is he a senior?
Senior, yeah.
Okay.
We played him 2 years ago when we were at Woodson. TJ, big win, guys. Big win over.
Yeah. TJ's got, 2-2 on the year?
Yeah. I love TJ, man. It looked good.
2-2
over Manassas Park. Manassas Park.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I believe they still have that their annual game against Lewis. I think that should be a big sign as well.
Yeah. That's always a fun one. And then Millbrook, beats Meridian.
Yeah. I'm a big Millbrook guy. I'm really. I don't think about Millbrook.
I thought you were gonna say a big Meridian guys. We're big Meridian guys.
Yeah, we are big Meridian guys.
Church.
Yeah.
I like having that local team, and at that 3A level is kind of fun. So yeah, I'm sure they'll get off. They'll rebound from this. It's a good program, good coach.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, that's all she wrote on this week's games. What action we saw this week! Amazing stuff.
Good week of football. For sure.
Great week of football, guys. Great week of football. Well, gentlemen, now we get to. Some people are saying. I'm not saying it. Mason's not saying it. Carl might be saying it. But people are saying this is their favorite segment we do on this show. We're going to get into the Nova Top 10 Power Rankings, baby. Here we go. We'll
let Carl be the judge on which one does a better job.
That's fine. Yeah, Carl can stand back and judge this.
Let's go. I'm
all
ready.
Right. As always, our Nova Top 10 Power Rankings brought to you by the law offices of David Marks. Team is ready to stand by your side and fight for the justice you deserve. When you hire David Marks, you're hiring a team that believes in winning. Contact them today at davidmarkslaw.com. Winners. We like winners here too, and we got 10 winners for you right here, each of us.
All right. So I'll go.
Here we go.
I'll go with my outside looking in.
First things first. We're throwing a party. Who is not invited? Mason, you go first.
All right, so my outside looking in, I have Yorktown, Centerville, Langley, Fairfax, Colgan.
Wow, that's pretty good.
You don't have Colgan in your top 10?
I do not have Colgan in my top 10 right now.
All right.
Look at that, I already win. Outside looking in, I got West Springfield. And they are right there, banging on the door. Scott Lewis is saying, come on, guys, I had a great game. I'm like, Scott, I know. Just relax. We're going to let you win soon. We just can't right now. Centerville, Will Shields. It's knocking on the door. I'm like, Will, I got 2 great quarterbacks out here. You're going to be in there soon. And then Falls Church, 3 great quarterbacks knocking on the door, pounding. And I'm just like, guys, hang tight. Don't worry. The year's still young. All right, those are my 3 teams. Outside looking in. Mesa, 10. Who do you got?
At 10, I got West Springfield.
All right. So you Scott Lewis and company, the Parkers doing good stuff over there. I like it. 10. Get the chili dogs ready, guys. Get the chili dogs ready. We're going to Vienna Inn. Madison makes his triumphant return. We're going to Vienna Inn, and we're going to Madison, baby. Let's go.
All right. At 9. I got Chantilly.
Chantilly, okay. All right. At 9, we're going to Kelly's Oyster House, baby. We're going to Fairfax High School. They're making their way back. At number 9, Fairfax. They're back.
All right. Where am I? I'm at 8. At 8, I remember the Titans. I got AC.
Wow. Okay.
Undefeated AC.
Okay. All right, buddy. Well, at 8, I'm like a walking billboard here. At 8, We're getting the chicken shawarma ready. We're going to Lebanese Taverna. Yorktown, baby, has climbed its way back to 8. Yorktown is back.
All right. At 7, I like them better than you like them. I got Madison.
Wow. Okay. At 7, I got no ad for you here, but I got a damn good football team. I got $2 and a nice Casio. I've got South Lakes.
All right. At 6, I like them better than you like them. I got South Lakes.
Oh, look at that. All right, well, at 6, we're going to run that option down your throat, pal. They might have been on a bye week, but they're not gone. They're not gone. You can't forget about teams that are on bye weeks. Marshall, baby.
Yeah, Marshall?
Yeah, darn right, but they're undefeated, and they're going to run that option right down your throat. You love that offense.
I do love that offense. At 5, I got Westfield.
Okay. Wow, you dropped them, huh? Dropped them a lot, no?
Dropped them a lot.
Loss. That's a tough loss. At 5, drum roll. I have a team that is number 1 in Patriot. They're number 1 in their region right now. They are undefeated. I have the AC Titans, my number 5 on my power board. 5.
All right. At 4, I got Woodbridge.
Dropped them a little bit.
Dropped them. So I got brand new 1, 2, and 3.
You guys hate the PWCS.
You love PWCS.
I know I do.
At 4, I got a team that is undefeated, one of the last of the undefeated. I got 2 undefeated right now at 4 and 5. WNL, huge game this past week. WNL, yeah, I got them at 4. They're a great football team.
Got W at 4. All right. At 3, I got Lake Braddock.
At 3, you've been yelling at me. You've been yelling at me for not having them on my list. Carl's saying I hate PW. So I went ahead and put Woodbridge because I said it. I said that kind of game, that loss was actually a win. And sometimes a win is a loss and a loss is a win if you watch White Men Can't Jump. Okay? And I got him at 3.
Great flick.
At 2, I like them better than you like them. I got WNL.
Wow. Look at that. I didn't think you'd trump me on that one. At 2, remember this. Where's Coach Crush? If you're watching this, remember this. That guy had you guys at freaking 8 or whatever. I don't even know what Mason said.
I got 3.
That's not good enough, buddy. That's not good enough. I've got Lake Braddock at 2, buddy. At 2.
Are we at 2? No, at 2?
Yeah, we're at 2.
Okay, at 2, I got WNL.
Oh, 2 you had WNL. Who'd you have you had Braddock at 3.
Who'd you have at 3?
I said Woodbridge. And then you said you confused your you said
Las
WNL.
Vegas at 3.
So you got WNL and Braddock confused. So you meant Braddock at 3, and then you have WNL 2.
WNL 2.
Okay. So I got Braddock at 2. You got WNL 2. Okay. And number 1. Look at this. We're gonna have a consensus. We're gonna have we actually agree for once. We
Las
agree.
Vegas.
They've earned it. And you can't say I hate PW teams. I have 2 PW teams in my top 5. You guys can't say it anymore. Battlefield at number 1.
I also have Battlefield at number 1.
They are the consensus number 1 right now. Look at that. Now this is Nova. This is not Nova Plus.
Yeah.
Take that somewhere else, Carl. At Nova Plus, that Plus stuff. We're not doing that. That's a hell of a list. We're gonna ruffle some feathers this week, boys.
Yeah,
I like it.
So you rank Colgan.
Colgan was I'm outside looking in. Did you have Colgan? Did you have Colgan at all?
No, I have Colgan. You said it. I put 2.
So let me ask you, Carl. Who is Colgan's seminal win against? Like, who's the win you're like, okay, that they beat somebody, you're like, okay.
Brookpoint.
Brookpoint even 6A?
Osborne.
Brookpoint even in Virginia.
I think in the ranking too, like you have to have beaten somebody. Or at least
they beat Osborne. They beat Osborne week 1 by a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, but that's your I mean, look. So hang on. I'm gonna rewind. We're gonna go, but we're gonna have this conversation because it's fun. Now, and I'll go 2 ways on it. I'll defend Carl, and I won't defend Carl. it doesn't have to mean a lot to not have that big game on your resume, as we saw with W&L, right? W&L did not have the big game on the resume.
Yeah.
And they came out when it was time to beat the big team, they did it anyways. So
Yeah.
I'm defending your pick there, Carl. Now I'm going to go against it here. You got to beat somebody. You got to beat somebody. You got to beat somebody. And it can't. God bless Osborne. Good squad over there. They're building something over there. But that can't be your signature win.
Let me see. Brook Point. I'm curious because I don't know anything about Brook Point because they're 3-1. They have beaten.
I think they're like class 4 or 5, but they were a playoff team last year.
Yeah, they've beaten Potomac Senior, Spotsylvania, and King George. So I don't know.
Carl, come on.
It's a big win. They came from behind. It's a big win.
Now look again. Doesn't have to mean anything to not have that signature win. You got time to get it. And they'll have time to get. You said it already, Mason. That they got some tough games coming up, and they'll have an opportunity to get that signature win.
100%. I mean, they're gonna have to play Woodbridge.
Right.
They're gonna have to play Garfield.
Right.
That's where the proverbial rubber is gonna meet the road, right?
And I'm being honest. I mean, you could say to me,
beat them.
And look, you could insult me and say where's you could ask that exact same question. You jumped on me for Marshall, and you could say, where's their signature win? And you could be right, you could be wrong. But they'll have their chance. They'll have their chance. It'll come. Yeah. They're going to play W&L. They're going to play right. They're going to play those teams. And when the time comes, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and they got Garfield in 2 weeks.
Who's that?
Colgan. They got Garfield in 2 weeks.
Okay. Rubber meets the road.
That'll be a fun one.
At Garfield.
Irresistible force meets the immovable object.
I got a feeling that's where Carl's going to be. I think Carl's going to be good on little Smoketown Road, watching a little Colgan Garfield.
Are we going to get Carl at a local Fairfax / Arlington / Alexandria game again, or is he just is Carl just moving out to?
I'm on the ban list. I'm on the no-fly list for the FCS. So I don't know. I mean, my guys at Nova Sports Media got me a pass, but I do want to see a Alexandria City, because they're right down the street from me.
And they're ranked 5th on my big board.
But next week, I think I'm going to go that West Springfield South County game. That's going to be fun.
Oh,
I love.
Well, I guess we'll talk a little bit more about that, but there might be some fireworks in that game. Based on media days that they decided to have.
Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me.
We talking about
the pictures. Remember the
pictures that West Springfield took on South County's campus?
Remember that? And they made it on ESPN and all that stuff. Made it on ESPN's Instagram. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, time to remind everyone.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to remember that game.
Oh, it's good stuff. Yeah. Oh, one game that I wanted to kind of mention. It was weird start time. I mean, everyone was at work and stuff. But the St. James game in this past week, it was talk about high scoring. It was like 76-50 or something.
Yeah.
And they won. They were up early. The team from Ohio kind of came back.
That was Canada.
Was it Canada?
Yeah, that's some Canucks.
Okay.
Football.
Oh, that
Clarkson
makes sense.
Northern, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They beat.
The quarterback Cash, right? Didn't he have like 500 yards?
He did 500 yards.
Yeah, the 2027 quarterback class for Virginia is loaded already, and Cash Carter is playing as well as any of them.
Now, is he? He's not. He's a Maryland resident, though, isn't he? Because I mean, you don't have to be a Virginia resident to play for St. James, right? I mean, anyone can play for St. James. Isn't he a Maryland resident?
What do you mean resident? Where he pays his taxes? He plays football in Virginia.
That's where he lives. That's where he lives.
He plays football here. We're not there. We don't care about where taxes are being.
Well, no. I guess my question was for Carl: does he get ranked as a Virginia quarterback, or does he get ranked as a Maryland quarterback because he lives?
Yeah, I ranked. So, like with Prep Red Zone, I ranked him as a Virginia quarterback. Okay. I transferred him over from the Maryland.
He has to, right? The team he plays for is in Virginia.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. This is the first time I've ever seen somebody live in our state.
He Mace is right. He is a Maryland resident.
Yeah.
Well, and he was a Maryland quarterback for 3 years. I mean,
I guess just because this will be the first time I've ever heard of a kid who lives in another state but plays for another school. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I've never heard of this ever, where a kid lives in another state but plays somewhere else.
Well, maybe, I'm sure any border town has that.
I guess
We're just
private-
weird. We're just weird here because of DMV, and it's like
I
not
think
that far to drive across and play for another team.
well,
and these academies are new. Let's be real too. Like
Yeah.
Loudon and St. James are brand new facilities, so you're going to see more of it.
like maybe so. Like, do you rank a kid who plays for DeMath or Gonzaga in DC? Or are they Maryland schools?
Maryland.
Okay, because I didn't know.
No, so we rank them as Maryland. If you're asking me like in terms of ranking, like we rank DC with Maryland combined because we don't have a DC rep for that. But
Yeah. No, I guess again, I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of a kid who plays for a school in one state. And I know you said border towns, but it has to be a private school. It can't be a public school.
No, of course, it would have to be going across.
That's all I'm saying.
border.
Like
Right.
it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird in that case, right?
But yeah, so going back to that game though, they won that game. They got close, got within one or two scores, and then and they pulled away again. But it was late, and we're gonna see it. It could get interesting now. Don't they have Carl? They have Dunbar. No, they have good counsel. They have good counsel.
Don't they? What's going on with St. Francis too? Are they playing them or?
Yeah, but that's in October, late October. No, they have good counsel this week. And what
wow.
I was going to say was, you have a hard time beating the Canucks, the Saskatchewan Roughriders. It could be a fun game.
The Toronto Argonauts.
The Argonauts. I love the Argonauts. But I'm saying if you're playing a close game there, we could be in for a hell of a matchup with good counsel.
Yeah, no, it should be exciting.
Yeah.
Anyone look out for good counsel? Any players look at it from good counsel that they're on the map right now?
I think
Yeah,
Carl, he froze on us.
Yeah, I think.
Did I freeze? No, I'm here.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
No, see that's a Maryland school, so I wouldn't know that. Like Todd Haldis and Ed O'Brien would know that like tooth and nail. If you want me to text Todd, he could get me some guys for that.
I didn't know if like you had those rankings. I know you guys are interconnected, so I was curious if you had any.
Yeah, I mean,
that'd be a fun game. That's gonna be a fun game. So keep an eye on that one. That one actually is. I think it's at good. It's at Good Counsel. It's not at St. James. So.
Okay.
Not a fan of the noon games either. I want some. I want games people can go to. I like when they do Saturday evening games. That's fun.
Yeah.
And were you at that last one, Saturday evening one?
Against LSA?
Yeah.
Yeah, just for the first half. I had my.
Oh, that's right. You had your son there. You said. And that's why.
Yeah,
you come down.
he didn't want to go on the field, so yeah, we were there for the first half. I mean, I agree though. Saturday evening games, they are fun.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, gentlemen, another good one. Want to thank Carl Frederick, the Adam Schefter of Nova from Prep Red Zone, for joining us.
Yeah, you guys got to get your shirts. I have both your shirts. I've been waiting to meet up with you guys.
Well, and next time they have probably that we'll be going to games live in the playoffs. But until then, maybe one of the Saturday games, and we head down to the academy. We can see each other.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Well, folks, we'll see you guys next time at All Hitches, Dash and Dan.
See ya.